Welcome to Around the Armstrong Table. Today we're doing a sweet tea fried chicken sandwich. Oh, this is going to be a good one. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get this chicken prepped for this sweet tea fried chicken sandwich. So the first thing, obviously, I gotta add some sweet tea to some chicken breast. Chicken breast came off the bone. I left some of the pieces with the skin on for some extra crispiness. I'm also gonna add some garlic paste to this. It's gonna give it that kind of a garlic floral background, if you want to say. And I'm also gonna add some ginger paste. And I like the punch of the ginger paste. The nice thing about this is it's a real simple marinade, so you don't have to add a whole lot of ingredients. I'm also going to add some salt to this, and of course, anything you do, you got to have some salt with it. For the best results, really you want to let this marinate for at least 1 to 4 hours, or if you really want to get that sweet tea coming through, let it marinate for 24 hours for the absolute best results. So we'll come back. I'm going to use 1 whole yellow onion because the other ingredient I gotta have with this, everybody's probably looking saying, what are you cutting up onions for? Well, I'm going to make some sweet tea caramelized onions. And I'm using 2 different types of onions. I'm going to use a red onion, and I'm also going to use that yellow onion. So I'm going to get some avocado oil into my pan. And I'm also going to add a couple knobs of butter to go along with that. Butter is just going to add some richness to this and helps to create that additional flavor that we're looking for when we caramelize these onions. Now, obviously, since I said earlier they're going to be sweet tea caramelized onions, you guys know later on down the line I will be adding some sweet tea to those. And when I say it's absolutely delicious. I mean, you can't go wrong. Just trust the process when it comes to these onions to get them cooked down. So this is really, really simple. It's a timing thing. I added some salt to it in the beginning, and here you go. Now I'm coming in with that sweet tea. And I'm putting it in a little bit earlier. I wanted to get the onions to where they're translucent. I have the heat on about a medium-high heat. And I'm telling you, it just, the flavor, you can't beat it. But the onions are ready to go. Now, watch the slow-mo as I go through the flip. Tell you, these onions are absolutely delicious. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the onions and I'm going to get those guys put to the side here because I got to get to my breading station for my chicken. So that's going to be coming up next. So just enjoy how the onions are prepared, and then we'll get to the breading station. So what I did with the breading station, took some eggs and I got those into a bowl, added some heavy cream to it, kept it really, really simple, and I also kept it simple on the seasoning as well. Okay, so just added some salt and some pepper. That's it. Whisk that and onto my seasoned dredge, which is also the flour part of this. So I got some flour, and I added a couple of different seasonings to this flour. So I went ahead and added some Cajun seasoning, of course, because I gotta have that background note of a little bit of kick to this with the sweetness of the chicken, and it's underlined. So we did some onion powder as well. We're also gonna add some paprika. I didn't go with the smoked paprika, I just went with regular paprika. Just for this particular dish, it made more sense. Some onion powder. My apologies, that was garlic powder. I already added the onion powder earlier. And then you gotta have salt and pepper on your dredge, okay? And make sure you get that in there. Now, I don't need to add too much salt because of the Cajun seasoning, which is already there. So I'm gonna get those ready and prepped. The chicken's actually been marinating for a little bit over an hour at this point. So I'm going to come back in and get the chicken. So the way we're going to do this, chicken's coming out of the marinade. It's going to go into the flour for coat number 1. Then we're going to take that same chicken and we're going to put that in the eggs and let that all come together. So get the egg all coated, and then we're going to throw it back in the flour. What this is going to do is add a really, really nice crunch, and all that seasoning is going to seep through the chicken. And then what I do is I put that aside before we get it fried up. So in my Dutch oven, I'm going to add some canola oil. Now the way I'm going to do this chicken is pretty simple. I'm going to bring that oil up, and I do a quick test on the way this goes. And what I use is a spoon, and a wood spoon, and put it in there. If it bubble up, it's time to go. But I'm going to shallow fry these. So that means I'm not deep frying them, filling the pot up with a bunch of oil. And then what I'm going to do is finish the chicken actually in the air fryer. Chicken's pretty much done, but the air fryer is just going to give it that extra crispiness that you want in fried chicken. And then next what I'll do is come back with a side dish that I made. This was an experiment. We'll see how it turns out. I normally will basically do the same type of breading station for some zucchini fries. So I decided to make it a little bit healthier, being that I'm doing a fried chicken sandwich, okay, and put these in the air fryer. So I just put a little bit of oil on them and essentially used almost the same seasoning. The only thing I left out was the Cajun seasoning on this, and added the paprika the same way, and then put a little bit of salt and pepper on these and put these in the air fryer. I'm going to put them in with the chicken. I went ahead and took the chicken out already and put the chicken to the side before I put them in the air fryer. Now, the zucchini is going to take a little bit longer to cook because, again, chicken's pretty much done. I don't want to overcook the chicken. I want that juiciness to be there. And so I'm really just putting this in the air fryer, like I said, just to get that extra crisp. So you guys will walk with me over there. And we'll go ahead and throw those in. Air fryer has been preheated already to 400 degrees because I really want to get a crisp on these. But we're going to see how they turn out. Like I said, I didn't dredge them like I normally do. And so I wanted to kind of tone it down just a notch. So we'll move those around, put them in the air fryer, and we're only going to put the chicken in here for a few minutes, okay? And then I'll let the chicken rest, and we'll put it aside. So now I got to get my all of the ingredients that's going to go on the sandwich, okay? And again, I'll let the chicken go in there for a few minutes. Look at that. Come on, man. That's going to be so good on a sandwich. You can't go wrong with this. I'm going to go ahead and drop that lid and continue to let the zucchini cook up. Okay. So now it's time for the assembly. I'm going to take some butter. And what I did with the butter is I'm going to spread that all over the buns. Okay. Went ahead and got some fresh like brioche type buns, and I just cooked them in a pan that has nothing in it. Okay, the butter is going to get that. That's exactly what you want right there. That's perfect. You just want to get that crispness. Beautiful. So now the zucchini is done. I'm just going to let them sit for a minute, and what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take them out, put them on a plate, and that'll be our side dish. I will say, for future reference, I would recommend going ahead and doing the dredge. But I like to be very transparent on my videos and showing what works and also what doesn't. So they were still good, but they could have been left out. So anyway, we're going to move on to the sandwich. Okay. I went ahead and put some mayo on the sandwich, and we're going to go ahead and add the chicken onto the bottom bun. Put some lettuce on here. This is really going to be very simple as far as for all of the ingredients that's going to go on this sandwich. Okay, so I made 2 sandwiches. My friend Jared was over at the house helping me film on this particular video, and he doesn't really like tomatoes, so we won't fault him for that. But for those of you that don't understand, but I put those caramelized onions on there, and I mean, come on, look at that. There you have it. It is ready to go. I'm telling you. So now I got to get Jared's sandwich. I can't leave him out as helping me out as my cameraman. I got to make sure I feed him. So we're gonna add some lettuce to his and just the caramelized onions. Keep it simple on that end. But when I say this sandwich is absolutely delicious, I mean, you can't go wrong. You know, we're talking about sweet tea caramelized onions, sweet tea fried chicken. All of it just goes together. Please like, share, subscribe. Also, make sure you comment below. Look at that. We'll be on to the next one.